Hi friends! I wanted to make a little vulnerability video for you today and talk a little bit about the role of vulnerability and the role of being real in our communications with one another as artists. A lot of the work I do is talking to you all in lessons and coachings and online about different ways to communicate what kind of art you make and what you offer to people, to potential collaborators, to potential clients, people who might pay for your music or your services, and to put your best foot forward and to talk about that vision that you have boldly and with positivity. And I think that's really powerful to send up a bat signal about, yes, this is my vision, and yes, this is what I love to do, and not to immediately undercut that with, but I don't do it very well, or but I'm just starting out, or oh, I didn't really love that note that I just sang, so don't listen too closely, right? That doesn't always help us in our journeys as artists, to undercut that thing that we offer, right? So I talk a lot about that. But on the flip side, what this can lead to is this feeling that, oh, when I go out and network in person, when I post on social, when I write my newsletter, when I make my website, I'm fake. I'm just saying all the good things. And maybe I'm actually struggling, right? Maybe you're feeling worried about something in your artistic practice, or maybe you're struggling with something in your life. And is this not a place I can show up and be human? What's the role of that? And looking around, you're looking at all these posts of other people just talking about, oh, this great thing happened, and oh, this is so wonderful, and can all feel very fake and shallow, right? So, I want to just say the struggles are real. And a lot of time, the people that you see posting about, oh, I'm going to this concert and I'm singing this piece, or I have this piece performed, are simultaneously going through things that are maybe very challenging in their art or in their life, just like you are, right? And I'll share myself that the last 6 months I'm having some health issues, and I'm not sharing this to say, oh, come give me lots of pity, but that it's really real for me. And I'm very, very lucky to have many beautiful things going on in my life, in my personal life, in my artistic life, and also simultaneously really challenging to have limited energy, to have to limit some of the ways that I engage in the art form, that I show up for my community. Not being able to go to so many concerts has an impact on my social life, also has an impact on my career, right? Because I'm not networking as much, and I'm not supporting people and likewise talking to them about how we may work together in the same ways, right? So it's kind of sad and frustrating. So what I want to say about that is, when you feel that way, first, to know you're not alone. I feel it too. Life is complicated, and both things can happen simultaneously. And then two, that we can find ways to show up in our communities and be genuine with each other. It just maybe takes a little bit of thought about the most generous, kind, useful, or sort of warm-hearted way to do that, right? Because sometimes when we're in that most painful part of something, it maybe isn't necessarily the best moment to go out to the web and shout, or to complain about that really deep challenge in a public way at a concert or something. Don't know that that's going to give us the help that we need. So instead, I offer a few strategies. One would just be to disconnect, to take a pause. Maybe don't go to that concert if you don't have to. Get off of social media for a few days, unplug a bit, and engage with some other activities, like use those evening hours for a hobby, or just to watch Netflix, or to be with a friend or a family member. Two would be to connect and share and vent and just process what you're going through with somebody close, hopefully in person or in real time, online, on the phone. Get some support from that close circle of people that you can just be totally honest and can really share what's so struggling for you, in a way where you don't have to be filtered, and nobody's there to hire you, or to be looking to you as a artistic partner. You're just sharing. 3 would be, if you can, take a little break from your artistic practice for a day or 2 or 3 or a week, or if you can scale back in any way and just do the bare minimum, to do that. And again, spend that other time on other things. Just if you're feeling burned out, if this is impacting your motivation to write music or to compose or to sing or practice your instrument or whatever, can you do the bare minimum and let that inspiration and that yearning to your art call to you? I bet it will call to you a lot sooner than you think. And also to make lists and to journal or just brain dump in some way these overwhelm or negative or the struggles you're going through, whatever it is. Maybe jealousies, professional jealousies, maybe health things, right? Like what I'm going through. Who knows what it is, anything, just get it out of your mind onto paper and even make a little ritual for yourself. How about burn it? And if they come back up, because repetitive thoughts tend to, write them down again and burn them again. It's really, really cleansing. If you haven't tried it, I encourage you to light a candle and just let those go up in smoke. And then, as you're giving yourself this time, I think you're going to find that there is a thread or two, something that maybe you can go and share when you're at your next working event and someone says, yeah, oh, how have you been? And you don't have to say, oh, I'm great, everything's perfect, right? I think of the last couple of years, a common thing I'm saying, maybe you've heard me say it, is, a lot of good things and a lot of challenging things. That's often how I'm entering into that conversation, is just to acknowledge that there's good things and challenging things. Or you might find that there is something that you want to pull out and share with your mailing list or with your community or online. Maybe you want to make a little video like this one, right? And share, about what you're going through. And we can break through. We don't have to make our networking events, our social media events, our platforms, we don't have to make those these fake things where we pretend that our lives are perfect. And there really is a value to showing up and being vulnerable and human and saying, yes, I see the good, and also, I'm struggling with XYZ, or I'm having some challenges, or, life is not perfect. I think that's a good thing. I think that's what led us to being artists in the first place, is that we want to be fully human and we want to be really real with one another. So you can do that and find some ways. And like I said earlier, maybe in the heat of the moment of the overwhelm of feeling so tired or burned out or stressed or whatever it is for you, maybe that's not the time that I'm quite ready to figure out what I want to share with this broader audience in this forum, right? So social media or the, reception after a concert. These are really unique moments of communication, and that's not maybe the perfect way to communicate about that vulnerability in the same way when I'm in the heat of it. Maybe I have to process a bit. I really encourage you to process a bit, reach out to your community and find some support, and then with some perspective to come back and say, the real thing I want to share is this. And through that, we really can thoughtfully build these networks in person and online that are genuine and that are safe places and that aren't just full of only the perfect good in this kind of one-sided view of what it is to be alive and to be an artist. So I just want to close by saying that I also struggle again. I also have ups and downs, a lot of good things, a lot of challenging things. And I'm a safe person to share that with if that's what's going on for you. And I believe that both things can happen, and that if you're having some struggle, it doesn't mean that good things are not going to also happen or are not happening now or won't happen in the future. They really will, and we can be human. We can be full artistic and just alive living creatures with one another and can connect on all those levels. So I hope this was helpful, and I wish you a really beautiful day. And I look forward to hearing from you soon.